Hey again, this is Ana Reese from Stamper's Journey Coach. Welcome back to my channel. In today's project, I have this very cool card. It has a lot of purples and golds and a very cute chevron background and a lovely sentiment that reads, "Love is all you need." There's a lot of cool techniques in this project and I cannot wait to share them with you. In this project, I am featuring the Amazing Day stamp set. It is found in the mini catalog Bloom This Way and it's available through the end of March. For the background, I use the chevron stencil and I also cut out some hearts using the Heartfelt die set. This set can be bought as part of a bundle. This bundle also includes the piercing elements, and when you buy a bundle, you save 10%. For my card base, I use oatmeal cookie. You will need some pieces of whipped cream cardstock for the background as well. Deep lilac cardstock for one of the hearts, and whipped cream for the sentiment. Using the rectangle die set, I am using the second to largest piercing die to create a border around my card base. Now I am starting to work on the background using oatmeal cookie ink. I will stamp the same image in different directions, but I will still follow a pattern. So as you can see, I do some vertical, some horizontal, but none of them interlap. This creates a nice background, but you can still read what the image says. Using black licorice, I will stamp the same image one more time for the sentiment. Next, I will be creating the chevron background. In order to get this look, I need to use the chevron stencil. I will secure it to the paper using some washi tape. If the washi tape is too sticky, you can remove some of the tackiness by rubbing your fingers on it. And it also helps to have a slightly larger piece of paper than you will need for your project, just in case you cannot get the edges very well, since the tape will be securing the paper. To add some color, I will be using the Rich Sorbet's Pan Pastels. And as you can see here, I am using Pretty Pansy, Deep Lilac, and Sweet Berry. I start with the lightest color at the bottom, the Sweet Berry, and very lightly, just making sure that I cover all this area. For the next one, I am putting a little bit more just to make it a slightly darker shade, and then I'm using the next color up just to kind of add some of the darker shade towards the top of the image, as you can see here. Then I move on to the next section, and you will continue to do this and kind of mix the colors as you go up to kind of give it a gradient look. Feel free to go back to any areas to add a little bit of a darker shade. This will create a nicer flow between the colors. And here I am putting the die that I will be cutting the piece with, just to be sure that I have enough coverage. I decided to add one more line above just to have a little more choices of the colors that I want to use for the project. Carefully peel away the washi tape, and if you happen to have a little bit of loose dust here and there, just use a white eraser and that will take care of it. Here I die cut all the pieces already, including the sentiment, my background, the background for the sentiment, and this is the piercing element. And as you can see, it didn't cut, it just created some piercings on the card base. I want my background piece to be slightly tilting to the left, so I realized I need to cut a little bit from the bottom just so it will fit inside the card. Using some lemon sparkle tape, I wanted to add a little bit of interest to the top and the bottom of the card, so I just cut 2 strips and glue them down. And I made sure to do it above and below the piercings in the background so they can show. Once I figured out the placement for my background piece, I added some foam squares and glued it to the card base. Now I will be working on the sentiment part. I already stamped and I cut the heart, so all I need to do now is add some color. To do this, I am using the gold silk, and as you can see here, it is very easy to add the color, and the look is amazing. The gold is very bright. Make sure to let it dry. Once it's dry, you can add some adhesive and kind of glue it offset to the purple background. Not perfectly in the middle, but kind of to the side. Now, using the same adhesive runner, you will put a few pieces throughout the heart, and using the twine in natural color, you will wrap around the heart, and as you can see, it will catch many of the pieces of tape that you have already put in there, and this helps the twine be secured. To add some dimension to the sentiment, I am adding some medium foam squares. This can also help secure the twine a little bit better. And now to the final step, which is adding some gold silk and some sequins to the front of the card. Here I am just using a few splashes just to add some texture, and adhering the sentiment with the glue dots already in place. And I wanted to use some sequins, and I wished I had gold, and then I thought, wait a minute, I can color these using my gold silk. So that's what I'm doing here, just applying a little bit of the gold silk, and they turn out great. This is my first time trying this, and aside from letting them dry for about 10 minutes, the color came out great, and they match my sentiment a lot better than if I would have used the pink ones. It's always fun for me to find new ways to use the supplies I already have, so this finding was exciting for me. And if you're wondering what the green thing is, it's called a bloom tool. It is an amazing tool. It comes in very handy, especially pushing down the sequins. And this is the end of our tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this card, and that you will try some of the new techniques that I showed you here. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the items that I feature in this video, please visit funstampersjourney.com/AnaReese. And if you're on Facebook, I invite you to check out and like my page. I always have the latest promotions and events information. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, AnaReese@AnaReese.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.